I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to follow Deborah because I feel so aligned with her message. So in this season of Hanukkah and the lights and the birth of the Christ child, I wanted to talk to you tonight about pregnancy. I happen to be expecting, I know I look pretty good for a 60-year-old pregnant lady, and I am in transition as we speak, so if you see me flinch, it just may mean there's another contraction coming. And I would like to ask you what you are pregnant with. What is it that wants to be birthed through you? What is the light or the consciousness or the energy or the highest Christed version of yourself that wants to be born into the world? And I would like to share a little bit about my story. My pregnancy is not only virgin and not only unusual because I'm 60, but it's been going on for about 9 years. So 10 times the typical pregnancy rate. And I realize that now looking back because I know that I entered transition this summer. So when I counted 9 months back, I had a vision of a beautiful goddess walking out of the ocean, beautiful red flowing hair and a lovely, beautiful blue dress. And she walked up to me and stood right in front of me at the beach, and she looked into my eyes with her beautiful green eyes. And she opened her hands, and in each palm, a beautiful crystal obelisk grew out of her palms, and she lifted her hands like this, so that the light coming off the top of those crystals created a prism, a pyramid of light over her. And then she took 2 more steps forward, and she stepped fully into me. And in that moment, I embodied that symbolic version of my divine feminine. I didn't realize then that that was the Immaculate Conception. Fast forward a few years, and I'm in a workshop with Janet and Marge, and we are doing a purpose meditation, calling in our trusted sources to help us learn more about what our purpose is on earth. And I'm in this meditation in this beautiful garden, and here comes Mary Magdalene, and here comes Yeshua. And they were as alive and real to me in that moment as all of you are in this room right now. And with tears streaming down my face and my body vibrating, I knew in every cell in my body that what they were saying was true, even though I didn't understand it, because what they said to me is, "Dear one, your purpose is to create heaven on earth." Oh, how do you do that? And they said, "We know it's a big job, but we're going to help you. We are going to tell you where to plant your feet and the words to say," as they are helping me right now in this moment. So giving birth, as you know, being pregnant is not easy, and it required a lot of change in my life. I left a 30-year marriage. I left my children with their father. I left my home in the suburbs. I left my paid employment as a psychotherapist and a consultant for the state of Connecticut, and I moved into a one-room basement apartment. And I opened a healing center, and I have been paddling fast and praying hard ever since. This period of transition that I have gone through since this summer has brought me deeper and deeper and deeper into my healing work. Over the course of these years, I have often wondered whether I was having a complete emotional breakdown or a spiritual awakening. And since I'm standing in front of you tonight, I'm calling it a spiritual awakening. And it's all good. But this summer, I went through some even more difficult personal experiences, and I became deeply in touch with my own episodes in this lifetime, past lifetimes, my genealogy, and in the collective consciousness around shame, betrayal, not being supported, feeling like nobody had my back, to the point where I was having my matches with God saying, "Why did you abandon me? Why did you leave me? Why did you let me be raped and tortured and killed and burned at the stake for the work that I was doing in those lifetimes?" And so this has all come full circle, and I realize that all of that was preparation. It was all the gestational work that needed to be done in order for me to birth the highest version of myself and the work that I'm about to do on the planet. And that is to work with women individually and collectively around this wounded feminine, around bringing together my sacred activist and my divine feminine into something I'm calling the divine feminist movement. So if you are interested, if you are curious, if you know you have your own work to do individually or perhaps collectively, I would love to have a conversation with you, and I invite you into that. Blessings of the season.